In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune. You have to understand how things are up here. In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune.
Aries, how you doing, guys? So we're here to do June reading, June 2020. How you doing? I haven't done a reading in a few days, so we're actually on the timeline of mid-May at the moment. So we've got channel messages for you, but please make sure that you stick right until the end, because there's some changes that are coming up that a lot of you could or could not be interested in. But there's a lot of interest, investing and interesting. Something's very intriguing and interesting towards you through this month, Aries, is what they're saying. If you've been investigating into anything, they're also saying a lot of you, if you've been investigated as something. I don't know if you've been investigating, or some of you are on the timeline of that you've been investigated. Okay, but there's definitely like a gated community type sort of thing where it's like lockdown. There seems to be again lockdown, gated communities, gating. They keep saying gating and gating and gating. Also Gatorade. Some of you could well be on a high, but I'm also picking up Gatorade or raiding. Raiders, a bit like Raiders, which could be a football. Is that football? I mean, here it's like football. Is that American football? Raiders? I'm not sure. But they're saying the Raiders. There's winning. Raiding. Also something being raided. Also, if some of you are on a timeline of knowing people that might be doing anything illegal to do with drugs, maybe, there could be a raid, because they are saying that there could be a raid on something. Or rave, or even, they're saying even a rave. I don't know why, like Raven's Court, I'm picking up. Raven or Raven's Court, the names, or if they relate to you in any way, but Raven is what they're saying. Craving. Some of you well could be, I'm picking up, pregnant, but they're also saying something to do with John Craven's news round, which was, that was a long time ago. But craving, they're saying that there's a lot of cravings, like yearning for something. This is why I'm picking up that there could be possible pregnancies for some of you. But they're definitely saying that a lot of craving for more. There seems to be like a lot more. They keep saying that there's a lot more. And a lottie or allotment also. The names, or an allotment, which is a plot of land in Britain, is a plot of land. So we're looking at growing vegetables, but something's growing. Some of you, this is a lot to do with your children, if you've got children and they're growing, like in ascension as well. But also detention. They're saying something to do with like mastering, or master's degrees, school masters, and mastering, like being a master of one's craft. But what's that old saying? Craftsman of some, but trade of none. I forget what they say that. But please leave that in the comments. But something's about like a master craving. I don't know why they keep saying. They just keep saying craving. Okay, but so a lot of you though, this is master's degrees. Sorry, but these are not here. These are just coming in. So they're saying, that's why I'm a little bit bitty. Sorry. But they're saying that someone's definitely craving out there a lot for like your attention. Is whatever it is that you're doing it in the right manner. Then there's a lot to do with like manners. It's like, no, I need the respect and I got the respect. So whatever it is that you've been working towards and earning, then they're saying that respect is due as respect given, is what they're saying. Something about also a given name as well, like a baby's name. And some of you could be looking, if you know someone in the family or even yourself, or that you might witness through June is pregnant, you could be looking into baby names also. I'm also picking up don't baby me, Amy. I'm picking up Amy, but also don't put baby in the corner also, which is a Patrick Swayze, don't never put baby in the corner. I think some of you could be dealing with a Leo maybe, because I feel that, I don't know, I feel this like, don't put me in a corner, don't put me on a pedestal, don't put me on a box either. There's a lot to do with I don't belong on a pedestal, I just belong being me. And because I am me, then there's a lot to do with music as well, because I forget that song, but it's me. There's army, like army, which is like Reginald or regional news with John Craven. So you might like the music that I've been putting out. If you do, stay tuned towards the end, because I'll have some announcements about those kind of things too, but they are on the channel. But like a news round, it's like a paper round also. It's like a child been given a paper round or something. It's like been given an award or an achievement or something, but I don't know why I'm picking up on a paper round. But it's like, it seems to be going for rounds and rounds and rounds. Now, some of this where the pubs could well be open or the bars could be open, it's like we're going for another round and we're going for another round as well. There seems to be like a lot of, oh sorry, I just realised I've got my shoes on still from work. I've got to take those off because that's uncomfortable. But a lot to do with, sorry, well that's a little bit. But slip slip-ons, also slip-ons. Coupons, they're saying something to do with like coupons and coupons and coupons and coupons, and like I've been building up all my coupons. If it's not coupons, okay, it's something to do with like groupons, groups, like groups, and I don't know if someone's been grouped up on or grooming. Oh, okay. They're saying that someone could be grooming somebody. So we're going to stay off the strange messages, but they're definitely saying grooming. Okay, now if it's not weird, then it's something to do with like that the person that you might be interested in could just well be younger than yourself. Okay, so, or there could be horses involved, because I'm also picking up on grooms as well, like rooms and grooms. Now, oh, okay, marriage. Grooms, the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, the receptionist, the flowers, wow, yeah, I'm going really cold. The flowers, the arrangements, the arranging. There seems to be a lot of arranging for this future wedding planner of where you could have had children or you're about to, and you're looking at wedding gowns. Sorry, I'm trying to work out what all these are. Wedding gowns, wedding grooms. Also, the spotlight shines upon you, which I picked up as green eyes. Green eyes, yeah, the spotlight shines upon you, 'cause I came here with a load, and it makes me, it's something like that, which is, I forget, Coldplay, right? Shine, since I met you, I think the lyrics are, sorry, I'm trying to work them out as I also wrote a few of them. Something to do with, I came here with a load, and it makes me feel brighter since I met you. Now, a lot of you, I did put that you're going to meet a new person. This, because it feels like spotlight. It's like, phew, spotlights, they're all on. Some of you, it's like working in a dark and craftsman or something, and it's kind of like, right, all right, bruv, in order to get all this surveyed here, we're going to need spotlights. So if you want us to work during the night, then we're going to have to, I'm picking up, all through the night. Da 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 da. Oh, ba 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 ba. Well, that's bad. I've been talking a lot. Also, some stuff through recording. But Spotlight, which is I forget what her name is. You have no right. You have no past. Sorry, that's real weird. I don't know why I'm being strange. That's just a few channel messages, Aries. Okay, so we're going to go on with your we have no past or something like that. You have no past or something, that we have no past. It's like, so this is a new person for a lot of you. That's what I'm saying. There is no past. There is no present. There is no future. For some of you, ooh. Well, if there's no past, there's no present, and there's no future, then someone could have died. Someone could have died. So, okay. Okay. They're saying that some of you are on this wedding planning and arrangement and all that kind of thing. Now, some of you, you could have, like, obviously, I mean, it's weird to say that people celebrating something, but I always think that, you know, with a lot of family members that I've left, is to celebrate their celebrate like an anniversary of someone that passed. Okay, now I'm not really picking this up as on like a recent passing or a Reese, the name Reese. Okay, but I'm picking it up like wreaths as well, like Christmas, not a Christmas wreath, Steve, wreaths. Okay, now bereaving and grieving as well. So this is where I'm getting cross-matched a little bit with my signal. Is that some of you are on the wedding planning and all that kind of thing, and there's a pregnancy. And some of you Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, are possibly where you might be coming up to an anniversary of someone that passed, and you are planning and organising a party that is probably requiring greaves, like graves. I picked this up before, graves and graves. Now here, there was an old carrot washing, because we're all right, we're from the Fens and we do carrots and potatoes. It's not a potato, it's a tomato. But there used to be an old carrot washing factory thing, and it was called Graves and Graves. And then it got took over by Bartlett's. So some of you could be watching from Facebook and you know of this. But again, through that, they was called Graves and Graves. Now it's like a company and a firm that does products of like potatoes and all that kind of stuff. Factory working, factory assist. Okay, we're leaving that now, Aries, but they're saying Graves and Graves, and I did come up with that through May. Okay, so just a quick announcement. Things are changed now over on Patreon, and these probably won't be released until right up until near June, okay, or just after June. But all of these now, this reading will go to the $5 section on Patreon, okay? And then everything else above that, where there'll be private ones that don't come out on here, will go straight to Tier 2 Patreon members. That is a bit more expensive of the one that I never took down. Now, through those ones, you can go right back until 2016, 2017, I think they were, I'm sure. And then there's going to be all of the you versus them, how do they feel about you, everything else. It all goes to the more expensive kind of tier, but they won't come out on YouTube. They'll all dedicate my whole channeled messages and tarot readings and different ones that I do and put them on the more expensive tier. Okay, but it's just text. You know, by the time it comes through to me, a lot of it gets taken by PayPal and also by Patreon, and then I have overheads of having 2 free jobs, and then everything has to be taxed, and at the end of the year I end up with not too much. So I'm trying something new. So this one will go to Patreon Tier 1 for the $5 memberships. Okay, the other lot of readings that will come out after this, you versus them, will go to Tier 2, but I will say that as we go forward. Okay, Aries, so if you're still with me, but the channeled messages and everything will be full extended and everything that will be on the more expensive tier. And a lot of you still are over on that one, and I really do appreciate that as well. I really do. Okay, so because it's value, you know, you have to have value in what you do, and I have to live and stuff, and I put a lot of tension into this, and there, you know, never mind. So let's see. Oh, I think a lot of you are possibly dealing with a Piscean, because that came up twice. I shuffled this now, but this came up in this deck, and then also the High Priestess came up in it. The High Priestess. Let's see. So Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2020. 8 Leo. Well, Leo to me, but air sign. But again, compromised. Well, what do I do now? Because I feel stuck. This can be coming across as the relationship factor. Okay, now channeled messages, completely and utterly different than cards. Cards are just showing me a story. Okay, so relate them as you wish, but the channeled messages are what I stick by. Okay, now there's a lot about stand by your man. There's a lot of standing by your man and standing by. It's like, well, is it standby? Is it a standoff? Or are we just passing on by? But whatever it is, if you're living with someone, then they're more than likely breathing down your neck in order for you to give them an answer for something. Because it feels like, well, if no one makes a move, then we're literally just in this together. So we're in it together. So there's a lot like, well, we're in this together. Now we've made our decision. We're still in it. So we're compromised within that because I need some space, right? So if you're needing space and you live with someone, then they could well be possibly breathing down your neck for an answer for something. Okay, during June, let's see, for June. Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus for June 2020. Aries, Sun, Rising, and Venus for June. But I will say that the channel messages will be a lot more in depth on the Tier 2 memberships. Is that Leo? No, 4 of Wands. So if you're at home and you're happy, well, this is a marriage. This is a relationship marriage. This is the twin flame saga. This is the triggered effect mirroring. I need some space. I want to be single, but I love you. I'm in a relationship with you, but at the same time, I'm fighting for freedom and also a freedom fighter of justice. So there needs to be some kind of like justice towards this. You need you need judgment, really. Okay, so there needs to be some sort of like freedom. This is like I want to be free. I'm in a relationship, but I also like my freedom. I like my time and I like my attention. So what do I do? Because I'm at home with somebody. They're breathing down my neck for an answer about this home and about this connection. But I actually feel like I don't want to make a decision yet because what I actually want to do is be free. Okay, so there's a lot of fighting to be in a relationship and also fighting to be out one at the same time, and that's where the 8's coming from. Okay, there's a lot of personal attention, and they're also saying personal assistance. Okay, now a PA is obviously a teacher or an assistant of something. Now I need some kind of assistance because I could be asked to be a PA, or I am a PA, and I am now with somebody that is in a van or a car or at home, and because my PA is with me, we're stuck in this together because of maybe the coronavirus still going on. I'm going to not channel those kind of messages, okay? Because there's a lot of unknown factors. And there seems to be that here too. There's a lot of knowing, but a lot of unknowing as well. It's kind of like, well, I really don't know what I want. I want a relationship, sure. I'm in a relationship, yes. But I am not in a committed relationship. Because this can also be felt like a padded cell of like commitment, right? This is like a marriage. So, sorry, I have my different views of things. But again, it feels like, because this could be committed into a prison sentence, okay, as well, is what I'm picking up. This could be a prison sentence, which is a marriage. But also, which is also, sorry, forget my humour, Aries. But again, it's like forget-me-nots. It's like, I can't forget me not. It's like, yes, not. What's a hotspot not? Well, it's not if you go to prison. Not if you go to prison. Not if you've been doing something illegal. No. If you've been doing, if it's all legit and it's all aboard, then we're all on board for this new home, right? Or this new relationship, or the present tense of the relationship. But if it's not all above board and it's not kosher, then it's chicken soup, bruv. It's chicken soup. Well, that which is kosher. But is it? You see, there's a lot of like, well, is it? Is it truly there? Is the connection truly there? Yeah, sure. But do I want to be single? Yeah. Do I like my freedom? Yeah. But do I want to be tied down? Do I really want to be tied down to this commitment if it's a buying of a home or a property? Do I really want to invest more into the home? But if we do move, we're all moving together. We're all going to be together. It's like, well, we're all going to be together and we're all going to be like squeezed into this like one room or something. Or it's like, well, I've got a room, but it's small. Okay, now you might have a big house, but you might just have a small room. Now you might have headroom in order for this person, okay, which is, I don't think you do. That's what I'm saying. A lot of you, I don't think that you do have a lot of headroom, which is a lot of headspace. You know, you don't have headspace when you're compromised with 8, because that means that you're in a relationship with someone that could possibly be breathing down your neck for an answer. And if they're not, then they're still in your energy of making you wonder, well, what then? You know, what is the answer to it? Because how do we move forward? Right. Let's see. Aries, Sun, Rising, Venus for June. Aries, Sun, Rising, Venus for June 2020. Aries, Sun, Rising, Venus for June 2020. Single, you see? Or do I want to be single? Do I want to continue on? 7. Well, you have to continue on because you can't go backwards. So for some of you, you're questioning yourself of asking, well, really, do I want to go back to the past? Do I want to go back to that old behaviour of feeling stuck in a relationship? Okay, or do we want to go back into that mindset? Because I really don't know if I want to be single or if I'm in a relationship. I really don't know if I'm confused about any kind of sexual orientation of if I am confused sexually, okay, of who I really am, right? Because I don't know if I'm single or in a relationship. And if I'm in a relationship, well, then I act single and actually want to be. So I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be tied down. You know, I want to be in a relationship, and I love you more than likely, sure, if you're in a relationship. But you also feel at the same time that you don't want to be tied down, that you don't want a commitment, because you love your home and you love where you're at. And if you love where you're at, and if that's compressed into a confined space of like, well, I really don't know, then you really don't know. Then you really don't know, because you're kind of like waiting for things, for the energy to settle down and think, well, there's got to be more out there for me. I need to go further afield, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see, boundaries. Boundaries are something obviously that you can't never avoid in life, because that's personal growth and that's what it's meant for. That's what your karma's for, that's what your life is for, that's what the world is for. You are literally here as a host on earth, as a guest, you know. So again here, it's a little bit like Guess Who, and it could be someone that's staying with you as a guest, right? It's a bit like a guest room or a Guess Who, right? So it's like, well, I have a guest room, but would you like to come and see? Because it's free here, single or free. Because I want to be free. Freed from my convictions. Also, prison sentence. I've been freed from my convictions. Also heard patterning something, like patterning. Like a pattern of behaviour also. Now, patterning something could be something of a seal of approval to make it yours, which could be a home, a contract, or a thing. But I'm also picking up the name patience, or patent, or Clayton. Okay. But I also kind of heard patience is a virtue. Dorahim virtue. But a lot of... Well, just have patience and let's just see how it turns out in the end. Okay, 3 could possibly be a Piscean for a lot of you, because you did have Pisces twice in 2 decks. The Empress, it wasn't the High Priestess, the Empress. Gonna have to change my jumper to a t-shirt. It's hot in here. UK has come out, and I also got fever. Well, not a fever, but hay fever. 9 to 8. You see, you go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You know, the 2, 7, the 4 and the 3 here relate to a 7 of like leaving or putting up boundaries. And here you've got the same kind of energy of like, well, I want to be single, but I'm still working on it. So it's kind of like I'm working on my freedom, I'm working on myself, I'm working on my calling and all of the above. You know, I'm working damn hard in order to be able to get what I want in life. And I don't want to be compromised where I feel tied down all of the time. So some of you could well be in a relationship with this person, but you just don't feel like you just want to be held back or tied down. Now your spiritual card is pretty much saying that. Is that you have work to do. You have more work to do. So it doesn't mean that you haven't been working hard. It just means that you've got more work to do. Okay, which means I've either won, I haven't got time, and I've got work to do. And I'm focused here, so that's my work. Some of you, your spiritual calling of work would be of what you're asked to do, of what you pick up. Whatever it is that you pick up in your head is what you're asked to do. And there's a lot of like well-to-do, like asked to do a lot of things, right? So work could well be picking up because you're going to be asked to do a lot of stuff, right? But spiritually, you know, 8 of Pentacles to me, well, I mean, they're the most spiritualist cards in the deck to me, is the 8 Wise. But again, you'll get downloads of information whilst waiting on an answer. What you're waiting for will be told to you during this month of an epiphany of like, well, you know, could well be dealing with also a Leo for a lot of you. Okay, so we're going to go over now. I've got to keep these short, guys, because I've got so many readings to do, and I also really want to give more attention to the Tier 2 patrons. Okay, so I will briefly explain again. If you want a personal reading, all that kind of stuff, you can reach out in the Show More section. There is an email. Okay, along with Patron. Patron will pretty much tell you everything over there if you go through the tiers. There should only really be 2 that are there. Okay, now the music, if you really like the intros and the music that I make, okay, I'm going to make a separate where the tunes you can download as an MP3, okay, and they will go onto this tier 2, onto the tier 2, okay. But we'll also make a separate one, so there will be 3 tiers, and it'll be like £1 or something like that, or £2, and then you can just keep up to date and download all of the MP3 music that I have if you want to, okay. But it will explain over there. Now, the only $5 tier is this reading, okay. All of the other readings that I do that may not appear over on YouTube will go to tier 2, okay, along with the music and stuff like that. If you just like the music and you just want the music, you might not even like it, but if you like that, okay, there will be a separate tier for that, but it will explain over there, okay. So if you need any help or anything like that, please make sure that you leave a comment and I'll hopefully help you out, but it does tell you over on Patreon if you want one. Okay, so hopefully I will see you over on Patreon, guys. See you soon.